Hey folks, David back again. And of course, we're still going to be going on with the Eddie Van Halen tribute, with the album reviews, with the David Lee Roth era Van Halen studio albums. And as I've covered the self-titled debut album from 1978, let's go ahead and move on with a very solid follow-up to the 1978 self-titled debut with the 1979 Van Halen II. So, it's from the Warner Brothers label, produced by Ted Templeman, David Lee Roth on vocals, Eddie Van Halen on guitar and backing vocals, Michael Anthony on bass guitar and backing vocals, and Alex Van Halen on drums. So, track number 1, You're No Good. It's the lone cover song on the album. The song was originally done by Clint Ballard Jr., is the main songwriter of the song, but many artists have covered the song. The most notable version was done by Linda Ronstadt. But then, of course, Van Halen was also one of those artists that would cover the song. They would just take that song and just Van Halenize it. So, it's really down and dirty. They take that song and they made it really, really bluesy, and the typical harmonies of Michael Anthony and Eddie going along with providing the whole "You're No Good" chorus along with David Lee Roth's screeches. It's kind of funny whenever the Eddie's screaming out licks in the chorus, and then Dave would just follow up, do his screeches along with Eddie's guitar. I find that really funny. But Eddie plays a good solo. But honestly, this was not the best choice to lead the album off. I mean, I have no problem with the song, but honestly, it's my least favorite tune off the album. But they could have obviously put that, deep in the album. Maybe on the second side of the album, not really lead the album off. But then again, the whole idea of having cover songs on Van Halen albums mainly because of David Lee Roth and their producer Ted Templeman, because they wanted them to do cover songs because of how since they were, they were hits. So that's where they got the idea of doing cover songs throughout the first 6 albums. So, You're No Good, the lone cover song off this album, but not the best way to start the album. But it's not a horrible song. I don't mind it. I listen to it, but if it was up to me, I would not have led the album off with this. But moving on, track number 2, Dance the Night Away. One of Van Halen's pop ditties. So, you'd hear this on the radio on occasion. So it's actually their first top 20 hit. And, great riffs and very, very catchy chorus. So, the Dance the Night Away. It's just such a fun song. I mean, excuse me. Such a fun song. I mean, if you don't sing along to that song, then I don't think. For those that don't sing along to that song, I don't think they have that much fun personality in them. You know what I mean? It's just so much fun. I love it when Van Halen, bands like Van Halen, they don't really make it turn into like pure pop rock, but they keep that hard rock sound, but they turn it into disguise it as a pop tune. But for they knock it out of the park with this one. And what's interesting about this song is that in the breakdown section, Eddie does like little interesting tapping harmonics with kind of sounds like a steel drum sound for the breakdown section, which is interesting. And of course, they just keep writing out the song with the Dance the Night Away chorus. So, great song. Track number 3, Somebody Get Me a Doctor. This song is what is definitely brings on the heavy artillery. A heavy tune with a badass riff to introduce the song. And then this is of course when Eddie really starts to go into a very fast tremolo picked and shredding solo. A very good one too. So it's yet another badass tune that, at this point Van Halen just could, they could just pull them out of a hat, no, effortlessly. Of course, along with Eddie's riffs, he could just pull them out at this point and just turn them into just rock masterpieces. And they're just killing it so far. Track number 4, Bottoms Up. A song that starts off very similar to ZZ Top's LaGrange. Very Texas blues influence, which I'm a big sucker for. I'm a sucker for Texas blues or blues music in general. And of course, I love ZZ Top. And of course, I love LaGrange. I mean, if you don't love the whole how how in that song, well, the song doesn't have it. But that's just LaGrange I'm talking about. But seriously, I always get caught up in the how. And hey, I get caught up in that when Gary Moore does that on the Texas Strut from the Still Got the Blues album, paying tribute to the Texas bluesmen like Stevie Ray Vaughan and ZZ Top. So I find that tune interesting. But anyway, back to Bottoms Up. Very snarly guitar tone that Eddie has. So it's basically what this album is basically continuing the same formula, picking up where it left off from the self-titled debut. Very snarly signature brown sound Eddie guitar tone, very identifiable with Eddie. And Michael Anthony, of course, providing sweet harmonized backing vocals along with the bottoms up chorus. And that's, the whole bottoms up, you hear that a lot when it comes to when someone's going to drink like an alcoholic beverages, beverages. That's basically what the song is. It's basically a drinking song, typical party song. It's Van Halen is what it is. And then I like the breakdown section where Dave leads it off, and it goes in a little come on, baby, bottoms up, and I find that so fun. And the solos, Eddie's 2 solos, really good. The first one is solid, but the second one is a true face melter to really take the song out. So, a ZZ Top inspired blues, Texas blues boogie hard rock tune. I am such a sucker for that tune. Oh boy, still killing it so far. Track number 5, Outta Love Again. A bit of a funk influence this time. A simple but so badass riff. Doom 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 doom. So, oh my man, just so simple but yet so badass at the same time. But the highlight of the song is Alex Van Halen's drumming. Listen closely. If you were to listen to the song, try to focus in on Alex's drums. Alex is going absolutely, he kills it on this drum kit on this song. It's just absolutely phenomenal. This is one of the songs where I would say, where I back up my statement on why Alex Van Halen is my all-time favorite drummer. This is one of those songs where he really gives us a showcase on that drum kit. It's just, fill after fill after fill. It's just absolutely killer. I mean, man, that drum. I mean, especially with that killer production, courtesy of Ted Templeman. I've already been talking about his production. I love Ted Templeman's production on these Van Halen albums. And what's that snare sound? It's just, it's like one of the ultimate drum sounds. I mean, a lot of people would, say John Bonham's drum sound. I mean, because without a doubt, John Bonham's drum sound is absolutely legendary with Led Zeppelin. If you listen to those Led Zeppelin records, it's absolutely legendary. But I mean, I just don't think it gets any better than Alex Van Halen's drum sound on these early Van Halen albums, courtesy of Ted Templeman, especially the snare sound. But anyway, I love the whole. I love whenever they deliver the chorus sections. That Outta Love Again, and of course DLR doing more of his screeches again. Again, Eddie has 2 solos in this song. The first one is kind of like a whole Billy Gibbons inspired, that wee, kind of Billy Gibbons style a little bit. Kind of, kind of carrying on that little, not exactly Billy Gibbons, but, reminds me of Billy Gibbons when he does a little, that wee. But that second solo is just, oh my, the way it starts off, that it's so killer. I mean, it's it's another typical Eddie Van Halen face melting solo. And I love the little didn't you backing vocals that they do in the verses. And this is obviously my favorite track on the album. Bottoms Up is actually one of my favorites, but Out of Love Again is my favorite tune on the album. So killer. So, flip it over to side 2 with track 6, Light Up the Sky. This is the tune. I'm going to take this from my good friend Aaron Martell, the host of the Ridiculous Rock Record Reviews podcast. I'll leave a link down in the description because that podcast actually did a review of this album. Definitely take that, give that episode a listen. It's outright hilarious. It never gets old for me. I love it when they cover the Van Halen albums because they've covered a couple of Van Halen albums on that podcast. So I'll leave a link down in the description for the Van Halen 2 episode. Give that a listen and give the Ridiculous Rock Record Reviews podcast some love. Very entertaining podcast, and I don't think you guys will ever won't be disappointed with it. But anyway, Mr. Martell pointed out that this was the song that he would have opened the album with. I completely second that. Because you get, you get badass palm, you get a nice little ascending, descending line with Eddie and Michael Anthony playing at the same time. And then you get a nice palm muted riff, and I'm a sucker for palm muted riffs. Like if you were to take, like, say, Master of Puppets by Metallica, one of the best palm muted riffs I've ever heard. But then again, that's also one of the best metal riffs I've ever heard. Palm muted riffs like this, do 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 do. There's no exception to that. That's a badass riff. And then DLR is just, of course, being DLR, just showing his charismatic self, and delivering that confidence on how it made him such a great frontman. Such wild imagery in this song in terms of the lyrics. But if you go in later on in the song, after the solo, absolutely shredding solo. But then there's a breakdown section where Alex is again showing off his chops. Alex really gets to cut loose a little bit in this album. He owns it. He owns some of this album. This is absolutely phenomenal in how he handles that drum kit. It's absolutely awesome. And then, of course, they would take up the whole "Light Up the Sky" to carry us through the song. It kicks all types of ass. Would have been a better way to start the album, but a side 2 starter, it's not bad either. Track 7, Spanish Fly, an instrumental. Basically take Eruption, but play it on a nylon string guitar. My gosh. It's almost the exact same opinion as I had on Eruption. But man, it's just absolutely phenomenal. Eruption and Spanish Fly at this point in time just established Eddie Van Halen's place as the heir to the throne of Guitar Heroes. Like, would basically be the successor to the throne of Guitar Heroes, the successor to Hendrix. So he became the new king of rock guitar at that point. It's just absolutely jaw-dropping on how he plays that nylon string guitar. But it's funny on how that little mumble at the start where he goes like, it's kind of a little laugh. But, I mean, it gives us a nylon string guitar showcase. Again, what magnificent showmanship done by Eddie Van Halen. And it's funny on how the whole band has credit for that track. I wonder if the whole songwriting credits, they were just they were witnessing Eddie play around with it. I mean, it makes a lot of sense that the band would get songwriting credits for Eruption, because Michael Anthony and Alex Van Halen does get they get some time to do something in that interruption. But in Spanish Fly, they're like that mumble, and it's just all Eddie from there on. So I bet they're just like, oh, we witnessed Eddie play Spanish Fly, so we'll just go ahead we'll just go ahead and get the credit anyway. It's funny, but once again, another true showcase done by Eddie Van Halen, just absolutely jaw-dropping. Track 8, D.O.A. We get a very dark vibe with this tune. What a deep cut this song is. I mean, you get a big bend to start off the song. It's just you're just gonna be, you know that this song is going to just blow your door off. And it goes on that badass riff, man. Yet more badass riffs from the one and only Eddie Van Halen. But we get serious lyrics this time around. The song is about a kid running from the law, and he's wanted dead or alive. And I love how Diamond David Lee Roth would sing in a more sinister sounding tone throughout the song. Like he would deliver in the lines like, "The Jerry looked at me say, out of luck." It's so awesome. And of course, typical high harmonized backing vocals with a chorus. Once again, very well done as usual. I mean, those harmonies, like I mentioned earlier in the self-titled debut, so underrated by Michael Anthony, and it's just part of the DNA of the original Van Halen. It's what made them stand out. Those harmonies are important to the band. So we get, and that solo is just, oh my goodness, all kinds of awesome yet again. I mean Eddie Van Halen, just, a true master with a guitar. He could pull off solo or riffs upon riffs or solos upon solos. The guy was amazing. Absolutely stunning. And then they just play that riff towards the end of the song with the fade out. It's just, oh my goodness, a really good deep cut from any other Van Halen albums. This is so good. Track number 9, the penultimate track, Women in Love. This is where it would start off showing off Eddie's little unique harmonic tapping intros. Beep, 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 boop. It's where he's doing those harmonic tapping, and it sounds so cool when he does that. He would kind of do that later on in the career with some of the other songs, but of course we'll discuss that whenever I go through the albums. But Women in Love, we get a bit of a more sad mood of song this time, because the lyrics are about Dave losing a woman to another woman. I mean, you think of David Lee Roth, you think that he would, go for the threesome angle, but then again, I don't know if someone was like, Dave, it's 1979, don't do it, or something like that, I mean, hey, that would have been cool if Dave was able to get both at once. Go for the threesome angle. That would have been kind of cool for his part. I mean, what's wrong with that? I mean, I have no problem with Women in Love. Absolutely no problem at all. And neither should anybody else, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, but hey, I really love the vocal melodies that is done throughout the song, and of course, typical well done pre-chorus and chorus. And then the very unique way to construct the solo, where he does mainly it's like a trilly solo. Take songs like whenever I think of trills, I would always think of Stevie Ray Vaughan and songs like "Couldn't Stand the Weather," and the outros of "Couldn't Stand the Weather" and his cover of "Voodoo Child's Light Return." I'm such a sucker for trills as well. It's just like another trademark for established guitar players, and I think it was very well done, even though it's not a mind-blowing solo like you would expect, like fast tremolo picking. What you think of Eddie Van Halen, you're going to think, oh, you're going to get a face melter of a solo, tapping solo, tremolo picking, dive bomb solos and whatnot, but it's not. It's a trilling solo, but it's still really cool though. Um, another very good song to kind of wind down the album here. And the final track of the album, track 10, Beautiful Girls. Boy. With a song like this, it's just absolutely fun-loving, and another established song of theirs from Van Halen. And such fun-loving, and, you know, something like that just makes you think, who doesn't want to have fun with the girls? Seriously. I mean, I have a lot of female friends, and most of my closest friends are actually, you know, I know from school. Most of my closest friends are female. It just makes me want to get them all, you know, just have fun with them. You know, some of my closest friends, and they're all awesome. So these last two songs are pretty much saying, me saying yes, women are awesome. They damn sure are. And it's classy, classy fun. You know, great riff as usual. Catchy chorus, and I love the whole part where he's like, "This was sweet talking, honey, with a little bit of money can turn your head around." It's oh my gosh, it's so fun to sing along with. But then again, the chorus again, fun sing along chorus, and the solo is not a mind blowing solo yet again, but it serves the purpose, it serves its song. And then, of course, where Diamond Dave would own this song, where he would do those little spoken word or just show off his confidence and charisma that set him apart from all the other rock frontmen you care to think of. Sit down right here. Ooh la la! I think I got it now. And then, going through the verse and chorus is when they start playing out the song. Some of the funniest moments in rock history is throughout, you know, towards the outro, towards the ending of this song. I love him! I need him! Can't do without him! No! Hey, where you going? Who else can possibly do that and get away with it in a time? Only Diamond David Lee Roth, man. It's way over the top, and that's what I love about him. My goodness. Oh, it's so absolutely hilarious. I mean, I can't get enough of that. What a great album closer. And what made it better to have it sealed with a kiss? It's so fun. Oh, man. What a way to close out the album. So, 1979's Van Halen II. Really strong follow-up to the very highly influential self-titled debut. And there are some instances where bands would have sophomore where their sophomore albums just don't follow up to the original. This one is just a true 1-2 punch in rock history. These first two Van Halen albums are absolutely killing it. And some of these singles are still played on radio. And again, I would hear Beautiful Girls played on the radio occasionally. This album would go on to be 5 times platinum in the States. 5 million copies in the States alone. Another good number for Van Halen. So, more stellar music. Just basically taking off right where the debut left off. The same formulas, just guitar, drums, and bass and vocals. But they're kind of letting the other band members kind of cut loose with the songwriting. Michael Anthony would actually start showing off some more unique bass chops, and Alex Van Halen, of course, like I said, really starts to let loose on the drum kit. Eddie Van Halen is still being Eddie Van Halen, enough said. And Diamond David Lee Roth is actually starting to get into the little hilarious sense of humor side of Dave, you know, with, like, say, Beautiful Girls and whatnot. It's absolutely hysterical near the end, but so fun-loving that song Beautiful Girls is. I absolutely love that. I mean, Beautiful Girls is yet another one of my favorites off the album. Another favorite Van Halen tune for me. Another favorite Van Halen tune for me. I think it would probably just make my top 10 of Van Halen tunes. But how I look at this is I'm agreeing with the folks at the Ridiculous Rock Record Reviews. who covered this album. It's basically like summertime. It's basically this album, Van Halen II. It's basically like summertime to me. I mean, you know, with beautiful girls, of course, like, you know, going on the beach and just watching the girls go on by. That's what they're kind of giving. That's what they're giving off in that song. But, you know, it's just like, you know, having fun with, you know, having fun with the ladies. I mean, hey, I was a shy guy back then, and I still ended up getting very good friends of mine and they're still really good friends with me to this day, and I still kind of talk with them. And but man, this album just screams summertime. I mean, but then again, I think Van Halen's like one of those bands that just screams summertime no matter what song I'm listening to. And it's not only because since I was born my birthday's in July, I'm actually more of a summertime guy, and it's already getting close to wintertime, and I do not. I'll be honest with you. I know some people are gonna disagree with me on this, but I do not like the wintertime. I'm not talking about, you know, I do not like cold weather. No. Cold weather is not for me, folks. It's not for me. But I've always been more of a summertime person. You know, just kind of want to go out and do something and just have a kick-ass time. And that's what Van Halen's doing. It's just messing around, having a good time, having a blast, making this music, not really taking things seriously. Well, they're still, of course, you know, I would say serious about not taking themselves too seriously, I guess, because they're still bringing the music here. But these first two Van Halen albums are really killing it. So, really good 1-2 punch to the start of their career, and not just for Van Halen's career, but a great 1-2 punch in rock ever recorded. So, Van Halen 2, great album. Another album that is definitely worth listening to. All right, so that's going to conclude my review and thoughts on Van Halen 2. And we will continue in the next part with Van Halen's third album. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Take care. Stay safe.